سیاستی پر از درون زنده باد مرده باد متصل صدای اون شهرهای زرگری خون که سبز را فرو رای گیری به زور داغ و جنگ و شده رفت
One nation, one voice. Pahlavi is our choice. One nation, one choice. One nation, one voice. Pahlavi is our choice. Pahlavi is our choice. Listen to people's voice. Pahlavi is our choice. One nation, one voice. Pahlavi is our choice. One nation, one voice. Pahlavi is our choice. regime is over. Hammer, sickle, torment. 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 Now we're gonna say the Farsi word.
ایرانی داد بزن شاهد و فریاد بزن
بذار بشنوه دنیا ما شما میخوایم نه والا. بذار بشنوه دنیا ما شما میخوایم نه والا. ایران شده آماده فرمان بده شاهزاده. ایران شده آماده فرمان بده شاهزاده.
ایران شده آماده فرمان بده شاهزاده. شاه میاد به کشورش یه ملتم پشت سره. شاه میاد به کشورش یه ملتم پشت سره. وعده ما خیابان که شاه میاد به ایران. وعده ما خیابان که شاه میاد به ایران.
Remember, the Iranian embassy is in Blackrock in Dunleary Rasdown, condemning the attacks on the Iranian people by its own government and calling upon the Irish government to consider expelling the ambassador designate and closing the embassy. I'm going to repeat that call: expel the ambassador designate and close the embassy. It is without doubt a terror regime. As a lawyer, I am personally offended, and the Irish government should be offended as a government at the lack of judicial process in trials in Iran. The internet blackout is being used as cover to judicially murder young Iranian people. That has to stop. We have seen the faces, we see the names on the internet every single day, and I am ashamed of my government in the lack of condemnation by the Irish government of these murders that are happening every single day. So I want you to call on help me call on the Irish government to publicly condemn the Iranian government for the judicial murder of so many young Iranian people. We don't know actually how many, but we know it is numbering in the thousands, and that's not to mention the people who are murdered out on the streets for demonstrating. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am asking you to join in with me in remembering those who have fallen in the fight for freedom. We see their faces on posters here, we see their faces on the internet, and I see their memories etched on your faces. When I look in your eyes, I see the strain and pressure you are under. And I am calling upon my government, I'm calling on Micheál Martin, Helen McEntee as Minister for Foreign Affairs, to do more to support the Iranian diaspora in Ireland, close down the embassy, close down the activities of the IRGC, who I know have intimidated Iranians at the Iranian diaspora in Ireland, and for the Irish authorities not to fall for false complaints by the Iranian embassy. It seems to be very sensitive, the embassy, if a poster is put up on its gates that it doesn't like, and then demanding the prosecution of somebody. And I find that prosecution entirely illegitimate, and I call upon the Irish government to support the Iranian diaspora. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do not wish to trespass on your time anymore. I want to thank Roisin and the organisers of this event for inviting me, and I just want to say I wish more Irish politicians would join me in the fight for Iranian freedom. We want democracy in Iran, and we want it now. Thank you.
امسال سالمونه پهلوی شاهمونه امسال سالمونه پهلوی شاهمونه امسال سال خونه نظام سرنگونه امسال سال خونه نظام سرنگونه برگشتن پهلوی وحشت هر اجنبی برگشتن پهلوی وحشت هر اجنبی بلند بگو همشهری شاه رضا پهلوی بلند بگو همشهری شاه رضا پهلوی ایرانی آماده باش وقت نبرد رسیده 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 من میگم شما جواب
shows some prisoners are released with ankle tags attached to their body like modern chain. They are watched every second, then forced to attend pro-regime rallies, to wave flags, chant slogans, and pretend loyalty to the same system that tortured them. Imagine the humiliation. Imagine surviving prison only to be forced to publicly praise your oppressor so you are not executed. The regime recruits foreign mercenaries to suppress Iranians. Vulnerable Afghan refugees living inside Iran are pressured and threatened into joining regime rallies, displaying regime flags on their car and performing loyalty in public. If they refuse, they risk deportation back to Afghanistan under the rule of the Taliban. And while all this brutality unfolds, the regime invests enormous effort not only in controlling Iran, but in controlling the image of Iran shown to the outside world. They bring foreign influencers and actors to Iran to create carefully staged propaganda for Western audience, presenting a false image of freedom, pretending women can simply remove their hijab freely, pretending Iranians are exaggerating the reality of repression, as true millions of Iranians are risking imprisonment, torture, and execution merely because of clothing. But the pain of Iran is so far deeper than that. Iranians are executed by corruption, inflation, stolen wealth, destroyed future, unemployment, and decades of repression. Parents foster children grow up in fear, knowing they can be arrested, shot, tortured, or executed simply for asking freedom and dignity. And yet, despite everything, Iranians still resist. Because Iran is not an empty land without memory. Iran is an ancient civilization that survived invasion, dynasties, occupation, and centuries of upheaval. The people of Iran do not need a lecture about freedom from regime or propagandists who themselves come from societies struggling under corruption, instability, and mass migration. What makes this tragedy even more painful is that while millions around the world abandon their countries, without looking back, Iranians continue risking their lives because they still believe their homeland is worth saving. They are fighting to take Iran back. So today I ask the world, how many more executions are enough? How many more children must disappear? How many more mothers must bury their sons? How many more people must scream into silence before the world remembers its conscience? Because Iran is not suffering from political disagreement. Iran is suffering under a machinery of terror, has held nation hostage for 47 years. And silence does not make neutral people. Silence protects the oppressor. Silence prolongs the suffering. Silence becomes part of the violence. We, the people of Iran, are not asking the world to save us. We are asking the world to stop legitimizing those who destroy us. Do not look back. Do not normalize the cruelty. Do not negotiate with suffering of the nation as though it is merely a strategy, because behind every statistics is a human life, a family, a future, a homeland bleeding in front of the world. And one day history will ask all of us who spoke, who stayed silent, and who allowed this darkness to continue. Only the voice remains. Furukh Farrokhzad.
We are Iran, not Islamic Republic. We are Iran, not Islamic Republic. We are Iran, not Islamic Republic. And the last one, IRGC, run away. Pahlavi is on the way. IRGC, run away. IRGC, run away. Pahlavi is on the way. IRGC, run away. Pahlavi is on the way. IRGC, run away. Pahlavi is on the way.
که تشریف آوردید مخصوصا اونایی که از شهرهای دور اومدن
independent lawyers. Many never see a fair courtroom. Many are convicted through forced confession extracted under torture and coercion. And then the regime gives their suffering a religious name, enemy of God. As true torture become wholly wrapped in ideology, as though cruelty become justice if spoken through the language of faith. Some prisoners wait months, some wait years. Every morning they wake with the same terrifying question: will today be the day they execute me? Imagine living inside uncertainty, not knowing if you will see another sunrise, not knowing if the footsteps approaching your prison cell mean food or death. There are forms of torture worse than killing, and this regime has mastered them. Some detainees are tortured so severely by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps that after release they can no longer continue living. Some take their own lives, others return home alive by remaining silent forever. Their parents watch their children sit in darkness, unable to speak about what was done to them inside prison walls. And there are stories so dark that many Iranians outside Iran struggle to believe they are real. Stories of mothers going to prison, begging for the release of their children, only to become victims themselves. One mother went to ask for news about their prison children. Instead of receiving answer, she was arrested herself, abused by members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. And a recording of her assault was reportedly sent to her husband as psychological torture. What part of this is Islam? What part of this is moral? What kind of government speaks the name of God while destroying human dignity in the darkest possible way? And some families report horror almost impossible to say aloud. Young detainees are sexually assaulted, repeated by interrogation, prison guard, not by one man, but by group. Human beings strived out not only of freedom, but of dignity, identity, of safety inside the very institution that claim to defend morality. Our brave men and women are being tortured inside prison cells. Some leave prison broken beyond repair. Some never leave at all. And meanwhile, an entire nation is slowly being crushed under fear, violence, corruption, execution, and silence. Yet much of the world continue discussing Iran only through oil price, energy negotiation, and political strategy, while human beings are being destroyed behind prison walls. A civilization is bleeding, and too often the world responds not with moral urgency, but with calculation. This is not justice, this is organized psychological destruction. The regime uses prison not only to punish bodies, but to break souls, and still execution continues. And there are names we will never hear, life erased before the world even learned they existed, families threatened into silence before they can mourn publicly, parents forced to stay quiet to protect the living after already losing the dead. This is not law, this is industrialized fear. The regime uses execution not to create order, but to create paralysis, to make millions afraid to speak, afraid to gather, afraid even to hope. And too often the world responds not with moral urgency, but with calculation. Thank you.
David!